Hi guys, welcome back to more episodes of NCIS. Second episode for the week already. The first one we've just watched with McGee's sister, who we was introduced to in not the nicest of storylines. Her being accused of murder and McGee choosing family over work, even though it compromised him. And he's lucky he has someone like Gibbs, because what he did would be enough for some bosses to just go, that's it, you're out, can't trust you. Anyway, let's move on. We'll carry on. Episode 10 of season 4 coming up.
Hey, Manny?
Yeah.
Looks like a partial obstruction in the smokestack.
Hey, I see it from up here, bud. Probably carbon buildup.
All right, I'll clean it out.
There you go.
Hold it up, Manny. We got more than just carbon coming down here.
Someone has been buried in a chimney stack.
Finished McGee's book yet?
Halfway. You?
Maybe someday Lisa would find the courage to tell Agent Tommy about her dream, the two of them together, their bodies covered in sweat as they made love on the crystal white sands of
Oh
moonlight.
shit.
I'm gonna kill him.
I'm gonna kill him.
Who?
Chesty Puller High School in Quantico.
Student?
Not sure.
Take the truck, I'll meet you there.
I just saw 4 nails in this one.
Sometimes do I have to tell you, it's not about you guys.
Deep 6. It bloody is.
I'm driving.
Nice knowing you, Proby.
Ziva?
Hold on. Bye.
Fascinating, Tony, but I wasn't taking a picture of you. More interested in the wildlife.
We've pulled rats, cats, and birds out of chimneys before, Agent Gibbs.
Not bodies.
Hell, one time even a St. Bernard.
Which one is that?
Guy dresses up like Santa, you know, for Christmas Eve to surprise his girlfriend.
Get
But he
stuck.
never shows. She's convinced that the bastard dumped her. Bad mouths him all over town.
Until they find the poor soul's body months later. And the moral, of course, is...
It's never a good idea to get married.
Yeah.
No, it's best not to judge someone until all the facts are in.
Where you going, boss?
To the roof to figure out how he ended up there in the first place.
Made up? I wasn't aware we were fighting, Ziva.
Oh, come on, ever since he retired.
Gibbs didn't retire. He quit.
Judging by the decay and the condition of his skin, I tentatively placed the time of death at 2 to 4 months ago.
Palmer, I need a favor.
You want to ride back with us?
How'd you know?
I read your book.
Yeah.
And for your information, I've never had sexual relations with a corpse.
That character was not based on you. He's French-Polynesian.
Doctor, I'm going to get the gurney now.
And there's no record of anyone going missing on base,
Who the bloody hell is it
civilian
then?
or military during that period. Are you even listening to me?
I'm getting close to the end. Stakeouts. Long, endless hours, fueled by cheap food and even cheaper coffee. Because she was getting to spend it with Agent Tom.
Behind you.
You're behind me again, aren't you?
Lucky guess. You know, I think McGee's right.
He was he?
Maybe it's about time I just give in.
And by give in, you mean?
Letting loose. Doing what comes naturally to me.
Yeah, I thought I was picking up that vibe the first time we went undercover together.
You were? But my father wouldn't approve.
Because I'm not Jewish.
Because he gets very angry when I kill a coworker.
Like I believed you for even a second.
It seems my initial time of death wasn't completely accurate. Gum tissue rots faster than the outer flesh due to the high degree of bacteria inside the mouth. As you can see, his gums are almost intact. Quite literally smoked inside that chimney.
Smoke?
Like a fish.
Yeah, like a fine cut of meat.
So he really is a beef jerky.
I would say we're looking at closer to 5 or 6.
Be so rough on yourself, Doctor. We're already running the past 6 months.
Not months,
Yes.
years.
Shit.
You did base all the characters in your book on us, and
You did.
didn't ask our permission.
Deep
You
Six
did.
is a work of pure fiction.
Crap.
You still have those.
Fantasize later, Hemingway.
The fuck was that?
The match file is restricted. I can't
FBI.
access it.
It's not possible. NCIS has top-level clearance.
Duh, McGee, I work here too.
Can you tell who's
That's why Thornell's going to be in it.
if they weren't in the process of deleting the file from the server.
What the hell is this?
Yeah, it's him.
Working on it, boss.
It looks
In
like
what
some
for now?
agency doesn't want us to know who your mummy is, Gibbs.
Where is he? You know he's the one who's responsible.
Tango 8, I want every bag coming off that plane tagged with a GPS marker.
Oh, we're seeing this one.
Hey there. How y'all doing? Toss him down, bro.
Where's Tony?
Y'all aren't too friendly, are you?
Tagged. Why is Tony working on this?
Cabin crew exiting.
Tango 8, log runways people are about to deplane.
Why are we not aware of any of this?
Smile was for me, dear boy. There's more luggage.
I know that. I know that actor. Ooh, fancy stockings.
Good flight.
Lime green.
I need to see the passengers.
Okay, this is a major operation going on here.
How long have you
They're
been
gonna
here?
spot that.
Well, long enough to put your luggage in the trunk.
How long have you been working the line? I haven't seen you before.
About 5 months.
Can you keep your eyes off her next time?
Probably not.
An honest man.
That was actually the right answer.
Eagle 6, confirm 4 GPS markers.
2 hours. Gibbs is gonna murder me.
How long's Tony been doing errands for the director?
Yeah.
Pretty much since you retired.
Is she gearing Tony? You know, because he refused the NCIS team over in Spain. When he decided to stay here, he turned that down. Is she priming him for something else here, for a different job? Becoming more like a fucking secret agent or something? I don't know. It just feels like she's keeping whatever she's doing in MTech, which I know a lot of it we're not meant to know. But she's got Tony in on the inside and no one else. I'm just curious as to what's going on, as whether she's basically boiling him up for him to leave this team and go and work for her. Maybe, I don't know, or become a different type of agent.
Directly at the source.
Our mystery hacker is
The FBI.
FBI.
Yeah. Sounds a little anticlimactic when you say it.
But we all knew.
How did you know that?
I'm looking at him.
There he is.
You've got something that belongs to me, Gibbs.
Is that what I think it is?
What?
Distal interphalangeal joint. A human toe.
He was a
People
cannibal,
just said
Ducky.
And a serial killer.
I've been hunting this bastard for 12 years, Gibbs.
What's his name?
Somebody got to him.
You don't know.
14 kills. All women.
Well, some got him.
Strangled, left to rot near rural interstate highways.
Every one of them missing the toes and the left foot. They
He
were
had
gnawed
them.
off.
How'd he die?
No, we're still working on that.
I can tell you when. 66 months ago.
5.5 years. It's a pretty accurate guess.
Not bad.
Wasn't a guess. It was the last time he killed. You want to know why I restricted access to his prints?
For starters?
We didn't want local Leos trying to bring him down on their own. And we never even got close.
Didn't even know
I am
his
more
name.
interested what he was doing on my Marine base, Tobias.
As soon as I find out, you.
It's because it was on a Marine base. Right.
Is there anything else I can do for you while you're grinding the knife in?
I'm gonna need a sample out here and copies of your files. A few bottles of bourbon would be a nice gesture.
What do I get besides a headache?
Tobias, I am going to show you what your serial killer looks like.
Identification.
This should
And
be
I've
good.
uploaded every local missing person sketch and
Maybe
photo into
we'll
the
have to
comparison field since the
reconstruct
killing
his face.
as long as the quadrant system and scales are within the program's prescribed.
McGee, let's talk more the computer chip, doodah.
So this guy was
I've
just
got an 86% match on a
In
Charles
the wind.
Bright, reported missing from Dale City 5 years, 7 months ago.
We need an address.
That address still good?
Wife still lives there, Karen Bright. She's the one who reported him missing.
the wife will have no clue he was a serial killer. They never did. That's why they're so good at being serial killers. They can completely detach two separate lives.
Besides being late over 2 hours,
Why is the spawn of the FBI sitting at my desk?
Warrant just came in via the FBI. I made sure NCIS was a co-server.
Denozo, grab your gear.
I already have my gear.
Fill you in on the way. Let's go.
What do we tell her?
The truth. We found her husband.
So she knows anything.
Hi. Your mom home?
Who is it, Amy?
Mrs. Bright, I'm...
What?
He's FBI agent Fornell and
Do you know her?
NCIS Special Agent Gibbs.
Does Fornell know her?
You found him, didn't you? You found my husband, Charlie?
His body was discovered yesterday in Quantico.
He would have never abandoned us. Everyone else thought it, but I always knew it couldn't be true.
Shit. This is even worse.
She could have been a twin to some of his victims.
A loving husband, murdering and eating women that look like his wife.
It amazes me how the truly sick ones are always the best liked. Pillars of the community. I was on the team
Have
that
normal
nailed
jobs,
Bundy,
normal
kids,
lives.
and I'm familiar with sick, charming bastards.
That's probably why we get along so well.
Oh, I found something, boss. Found some bone fragments.
Probably his first victim.
Our serial killer spent the last 5 years getting smoked and tenderized in the Puller High School chimney.
Boss, he was a building inspector for the DOD. When he disappeared in April 2001, he was checking structures at Quantico and Little Creek.
Think about it. He couldn't just walk on a military base. If he drove, they would have found his car.
2000 Honda Accord disappeared with him.
That's true.
14 victims, spread out from 1993 until his death.
Yours
Oh,
truly.
it was number 15.
With the FBI digging for more. Why exactly are we letting the FBI dig for more?
They're doing our manual labor.
But I'm sure we're going to find
The
more.
last one, Ducky. Unless they find
There's
more.
going to be more.
Did I ever tell you about the time I shoved a French police officer off a cliff?
What?
There was a lake below.
Yeah, the man was all right, but they still issued a warrant for my arrest. Gibbs and I managed to keep 2 steps ahead of them until a young, upcoming NCIS agent had the charges dropped.
Jenny. I mean, Director Shepard.
She was the one who commandeered the boat.
You're on first name basis with her now?
She wasn't the director of NCIS at the time, McGee.
Obviously.
I need to know how
They
your
don't have
husband
a
ended
clue.
up in Quantico.
They don't have a clue.
He worked at all the bases. Don't you people understand you have him confused with someone else? Some kind of monster?
Probably not.
He treated everyone with kindness and decency. Ask anyone who knew him, Agent Gibbs, anyone.
Yeah, that's how they blend in.
They're removing 4 bodies from your backyard. When was the last time you saw him?
He was driving to Little Creek. He was
Where's his car?
supposed to call when he got to his hotel. You ever have one of those feelings when you know something terrible has just happened? He didn't do these things, Agent Gibbs. And I'm sorry, but there's nothing you people can do or say to ever make me believe this.
How can someone do the things this man did, Doctor?
In some cases, there's a physiological defect in the hardwiring of their brains. I seem to have left my bag in the van. Be a good lad and fetch it for me before you leave for the night.
You got it, Doctor.
It's weird, isn't it? Science can't pinpoint. Not again. Oh, would you two please just do this when you're off duty? It's starting to do my head in now. They're going to get caught. They can't not do it because they're doing it too much. If the bands are rocking, don't come a knocking.
Thought you might be needing a refill.
Yeah.
Is today.
It also made me realize that since your return, I've been acting a little like
An ass?
or something like that. Yeah, you and I have been through a lot.
You didn't confide in him.
Look, I hate to use marriage as an analogy.
Then don't. Just tell me what I did to piss you off.
The night you retired, you asked me to drive you home. You didn't say a single word the
That's
entire
what's
trip.
pissed him off.
Was kind of still recovering from the coma, Doctor.
And Kelly and Shannon. All those years of friendship together, and somehow you failed to mention that you have a family.
That's a big thing.
Had a family.
He
You know
felt,
how I feel about apologies, right?
he obviously felt the need that he needed to keep that buried for him to Well, basically to continue on to accept what he did in retaliation to it, what happened, how it happened, and it's not something you go around talking about. And even with a best friend like someone like Ducky, it's a past you don't want to dredge up. And unless it has any relevance, even with your best friend, I don't always think it's a positive thing to just reveal that at any given point. I've had a couple of things happen in my life that are so long ago now, I'm talking 30 plus years, that were traumatic, that one of my best friends still knows nothing about, because there's no reason to bring it up and I've never dredged it up. So I kind of understand.
Not a sign of weakness.
Not between friends. I am sorry, Ducky. I should have told you.
I should have told you something months ago. Welcome home.
Hope you had a better day than I did, Miss Jean Benoit. And I'm really, really trying to figure out a way to not screw this up.
She heard you.
Tony.
Hey, I thought you were
Can't
asleep.
do that.
I was.
Tonight, maybe. Tonight.
You ever see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Original or remake?
Either.
Neither.
Both good.
It was a lot like that, but worse.
Trains, planes, and automobiles, and the Muppets Take Manhattan.
That is a heady brew of strange cinematic references.
I interned at the children's ward today. I felt kind of like that, too. So why aren't you kissing me?
And she's a mind reader.
Not exactly, stop.
The way they're portraying this and her on screen really is like a full-blown love affair going on here. Surprising they're giving us, the viewers, so much airtime with it. Oh, and now he has not a care in the world. See?
Are you on medication?
Just had a good night last night.
Yeah.
Doing what?
The usual.
Yeah.
The usual what?
Tonight. Work it out.
You had sex, didn't you?
He did.
What?
Of course you did. It's
okay,
written all over your face.
We're all adults here.
Well, he must have known you were coming because he's not here.
It was really more of a courtesy call, Dinozzo. Letting him know about these orders from Justice. You sure he's not around?
These are pretty clear-cut orders, Agent Vernell. NCIS is hereby ordered to turn over full jurisdiction of the Bright case to the FBI by end of business today.
A serial killer falls down a chimney on a Marine base? Is that a logical way to decide jurisdiction? The FBI has invested 12 years in this investigation.
And my people made more progress in just 3 days. Now, I can see how that
Because you had the body.
I'll get over it.
Need you to look at something before you leave.
You got that mustache in a box, don't you?
It took more time than I care to admit. In the area of his abdomen, do you see anything resembling wounds?
No.
No, neither did I, until I took a second look at the CAT scan, which is why it is the preferred method of preserving meat in less technologically advanced societies.
Whoa. How did he die, Doctor?
Well, as the moisture was lost, the victim's tissue, which protected the vital organs, shrank.
Close up.
You see these little black
Closed up.
dots?
Barely detectable. Holy shit, that's it?
He was stabbed repeatedly and fatally.
A safety pin?
No, as I just explained,
No,
the
it just
shrinkage
told
of
you.
The flesh is deceptive. Most likely it was an ice pick or a Phillips head screwdriver.
On a Marine base, which
Maybe they
means
found out who he
it is
was.
still our
Yeah,
jurisdiction.
there goes your jurisdiction. Bye-bye. Because now he was killed on a Marine base, not just found on one.
Guy tortures and murders 19 women and then gets off on eating their toes. Whoever whacked
Yeah,
this
that's
sick
balmy.
freak did us and the world a favor.
In this country, you cannot take the law into your own hands.
Unless it's your little sister wanted for murder. Right, Proby?
You know what I mean. My point is that we cannot just investigate the crimes that we want to.
McGee's right. Does anybody have a problem with that? No, boss, it's just...
Just what?
You know so? Some days
No one
this
cares
job
he's
really
dead
sucks.
apart from his family.
Yeah, well, it's about to get worse. Running a little late today, are we, Tobias?
Even when
You're
they
enjoying
become a
this,
victim
huh?
instead of
only slightly more
the
than a
murderer.
lot. Come on.
All 4 bodies were completely stripped to the bone.
Yeah, I can see that, Doc. How long were they in the ground?
Shallow graves, exposed to the elements. All 4 women could have been there for decades or for as little as 6 months.
Yes, unless Bright figured out a way to climb in and out of that smokestack.
Oh, yeah,
For what it's worth, I agree with you. But down here, we deal in facts.
Meaning you don't know?
A lot of them do
Well,
have.
yet.
You couldn't have told me that on the phone, Doc.
Yes, I could have, Jethro, but that's not the reason I asked you down here. A serial killer 8 years ago. In order to disguise his predatory nature, Bright had to be methodical, precise, cautious almost to a fault. It makes me wonder who did.
You knew his killer.
Must have. Oh, I hadn't even thought of that.
Stab him to death with a screwdriver.
Yeah, you lot have had no clue all these years about someone
Someone
new.
there had to have a personal connection to Bright. Find him.
Where
Really?
the hell did you learn how to type?
Yeah.
Mind? Your breath's taking the starch out of my collar.
His wife's a teacher, 3rd grade. See if she ever worked at Fuller.
We checked for Bright's already bossed, so there are none. Okay, got one hit. Karen Burris, subbed for social studies and Western history in 2001. Social security number listed is the same as Bright's wife.
Enjoyed this one. Enjoyed both of them this week. The 2 episodes have been really
told
good.
me big things come in small packages.
What a coincidence.
We're talking about your lab. I love it.
Yeah? Pretty sweet, huh?
That's porn, Darby.
What would you do for all of it?
I mean, about whether she shanked beef jerky and dropped him down the wishing well.
What would you do if you woke up one day and you discovered you were married to a monster?
Exactly.
My father all the time. We usually just moved.
Ah, that explains it.
Yeah, but he didn't bury 20 people in the backyard. Justifiable homicide?
Lieutenant General
I don't know.
Lewis
I
Porter
know
High
it's
School.
not.
I've worked at a lot of schools in the area.
We know this is hard,
I think you may have put on a very good performance.
but we're here to help.
You found out somehow.
When'd you find out?
Protecting
Find
your
out?
family. Were you?
That your loving husband was murdering women who looked just like you.
My husband didn't do those things.
He removed the toes from their left feet. Would you mind taking off your shoe and showing us your left foot?
I know why. There you go.
Your husband was an evil man.
That thing was not my husband. It wasn't the man I married.
No,
It
but
had to be stopped. Don't you see? I had no other choice. I had to protect them.
you still had a choice. You chose what you chose.
Gaultheria procumbens. Evergreen shrub, more commonly known as wintergreen or checkerberry.
This guy's very good.
That's your wintergreen, about 5 meters from the remains. Judging from the thickness of the root, annual growth rate, you can calculate roughly how long the body's been buried. Plus or minus 6 months. You can tell it was a live sample by the tiny little offshoots forming off the main root. Abby?
In a bit of a rush.
In her position, I can't say I wouldn't have done the same thing.
No.
McGee was right about taking the law into your own hands.
I know you're not meant to become vigilante, but
Karen, believe me when I tell you that there's no jury in the world that wouldn't sympathize with you.
yeah, they're not going to put you away for this. If we're right here.
What do you want to bet that's McGee? Rule number 22, never, ever bother Gibbs in interrogation.
There's some piece we're missing here, isn't there? Go on.
Tony, I don't think it's McGee.
No, because I don't know what it is either.
Get away from her, Tobias. The bodies in the yard are not from 5 years ago. They're older? No.
No. Less.
They're more recent than that. Her husband wasn't the serial killer.
She is. Oh my god! You clever bitch! Excuse my French. Shut the front door.
I gotta tell you, Jethro, that was...
Oh, wow. That was was a good ploy. That was a good ploy.
How in God's name could we have missed that? Really got me freaked out. If her husband's body hadn't gotten hung up going down that chimney 5 years ago, she'd still be out there.
I can do you one better than that.
Let you off.
No, can't top that, Jethro.
What was a toe doing in her husband's stomach?
Good damn point. Oh, that's a weird one. That was good. I love how they can just twist things at the end to give us a different result. Yep, I only picked up on it in the last 2 minutes, the same as everybody else did. That takes some seriously twisted, very intelligent, very smart thinking from her to have done it that way. And I got away with it for so long. And then when that happens with the husband, you've got to stop. You've got to have enough self-control, which is one of the aspects that a serial killer has the biggest problem with. To be able to continue to lead the FBI off. Oh my God, that was such a good case. Wow. I don't know what more to add to that. What I will say is this. Just putting the case to one side for one moment, because she fooled all of us. The whole thing with Tony, he's proper falling in love here. There's no denying it. What is confounding the issue for me is this involvement that he's got with the director, and he seems to be doing work for off-book as errands. What is it she's got him doing? It seems to be some sort of like huge undercover case that she's entrusted him with, but she keeps pulling him off active duty to do it, which at some point could compromise an investigation. I don't know. I need more details that we're not getting it. I talked quite a bit through that episode. I'm sorry if I paused it so much, but it is the reason why I literally have a separate pause screen, because I don't like to miss too much dialogue. And if I know I'm going to be just thinking in the moment on the fly, I don't know if I'm just going to say something quickly and not really miss anything, or start talking for half a minute and miss a lot of important dialogue or scenes. So, and not every show that I watch has got the right subtitles for it. So, some of these older episodes, I don't have subtitles for them anyway, so it's pointless putting them on. Anyway, regardless, we are done with the 2 episodes for the week. I would appreciate if you are watching on YouTube to give the video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, post your comments down below, and I will see you for another 2 episodes next week. All of them in the link in the description, available over on Patreon if you do want to watch them in full length. Till then, I shall say my goodbyes, and I'll see you for another 2 next week. Take care.